let's break down the sophomore rookie quarterbacks. Like, just give us a top three. Um, After this offseason has happened, free agents have signed, the draft's gone. What three quarterbacks from last draft are best suited for a breakout year this year? Sophomore quarterbacks.
Yeah, so this for me, this isn't going to be about what I think about the quarterbacks. This is just about what the teams did to set that quarterback up for success. So number 3 for me is the Jaguars. Listen, it's not that the Jaguars got anybody that is super incredible. We didn't get some Devontae Adams, we didn't get some Tariq Hill, but we did get a lot of other random things, right? Like we
Mm-hmm.
got Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. That's two like number 2, number 3 type of receivers. We added an Evan Ingram. That's an extra tight end to go with Dan Arnold. We're going to get Travis Etienne back this year. We signed Cam to a long-term deal. We kept him. We signed Brandon Sheriff. So we drafted a center. So it's really not necessarily about who they got, just that they actually addressed the issues because the other guys, the Texans, the Patriots, and the Bears, to me, I'm letting you know right now, those 3 quarterbacks are not making this list because their teams did absolutely nothing really to help them. And then number 2, I got Zach Wilson and the Jets. The Jets made a lot of fire
Yeah.
moves this offseason. Specifically, their draft class is awesome. So they have Garrett Wilson. They drafted one of the top running backs in the draft. They
Brees Hall.
got they got Jermaine Johnson. They got Sauce Gardner. So I just think that team improved dramatically. And although I think that Zach Wilson will not have a ton of success this year, you look at the Jets, the first 9 games of their season. Listen, it's tough.
It's brutal.
Okay,
It's
you got
brutal.
the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Dolphins, the Packers, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Bills. So that is a tough 9 games to start. But as far as weapons around you and like shit to actually develop, the Jets set Zach Wilson up really nicely. They added a tight end, Uchman
CJ
Zada or
Uzma. Yeah.
Uzma
Yep.
from the Bengals. So they added a lot for him. And then my number 1 team, honestly, this team didn't need to do anything. This guy was going to be set up for the most success regardless. That's Trey Lance. We don't know for sure that this guy is going to start, but I think that he is going to start. And I think all this chatter that he's not ready, I don't think that the Niners are looking at it this way. A lot of people say that the moves that they've made, which the only thing that they're really pointing out is the fact that Jimmy G's still on this team. But the only reason Jimmy G is still on this team is because they're trying to get value out of Jimmy G. I think that Trey Lance is ready. And you look at the shit around him. I mean, you couldn't ask for more as a young quarterback. I mean, you got a genius play caller, okay? You got George Kittle, you got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk.
Weapons.
Like, you're straight, bro. I mean,
Yep.
the running backs, it doesn't even matter who's the running back is because Kyle Shanahan is going to make it work. They bring running backs in and out all the time, and they all have
Yeah.
success.
Yeah. So your list is just like mine, bro. I think we have some swapped. So number 3, I have Zach Wilson, just like you just touched on. I mean, he's set up for success. This is going to be make or break year for Zach Wilson. And I know for a fact, if he does fail, they will draft another quarterback next season because they are addressing every single need, around the team already. Like on
And you
paper.
bring up a good point actually with that because I mean most quarterbacks get more time. Like most quarterbacks get their
Yeah.
4 years. I don't think Zach Wilson will because of the
No.
way that the moves that the Jets have made. If you're not going to succeed with this, bro, you're not going to succeed because you look at the other players. They already had Elijah Moore. I mean, he was coming into his own. He looks really good, and
Yeah.
Michael Carter. He had already looked really good. And then you had Corey Davis already. So you don't really have excuses not to have success. The team might not necessarily win, but you have no excuses to not have success on the
Yes.
offensive side.
And defensively, they're looking better. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah, they're looking better.
they're I'm gonna hold my breath, but they're a couple pieces away from being competitive. You know what I'm saying? So if Zach Wilson fails this year, then it's a wrap for him. My number 2 is Trey Lance. I put him number 2 just because We don't know if he's going to be a starter yet. But I'm with you. I'm assuming he's going to be the starter, but I don't have that, confirmation. So I just, for right now, he's number 2 on my list. And number 1 is Trevor Lawrence, man, because you say, the Jags didn't really put too much, crazy around him. The one thing I will say, he has a great coach now. That's the one
Excellent point.
thing.
Excellent
That's the
point.
one thing because I'm going to take Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson. I'm taking Doug all freaking day. And the way that he just works with quarterbacks, it doesn't matter. He has better talent around him now, and he's getting Travis Etienne back, but he has better coaching this season. So that's why I have him number 1. And I feel like he is destined for a great season because, when he was coming out, he was the most talented player in this draft. So let's see it, Trevor. And of course, I didn't put Mac Jones because now there's, reports going around that players are alarmed about their offense coming into, next season.
Yeah,
So
because
I
it
don't.
looks like Joe. So they obviously the Patriots aren't talking about shit, but Joe Judge and Matt Patricia are both considered offensive assistants.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think one of those guys is going to be calling the plays this year.